Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the topic is, should Stephen A. Smith be called out for constantly disrespecting NBA legends? So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also, make sure you go ahead and check out Dreamerspro Max, an online sports community that we created, a place where you can join our basketball discussions, chat live during games, so many other cool things. So if you guys are interested in that, be sure to check that out. We have that linked in the description below. And also make sure you go ahead and click the join button to join our channel to receive loyalty badges from us. So anyway, let me get into this topic here. So I'm actually trying to calm down. Had no intention of we had no intention of preparing this video today. So I just turned on my computer. I was actually speaking to Marco, and then I look and I see on ESPN, I didn't even bother clicking on the video. I saw Stephen A. Smith say Devin Booker is the next Kobe Bryant, and I lost it. Listen, Stephen A. Smith this dude says anything for attention. You would think you're on one of the biggest sports shows in the world. You have access to a major audience, and you can't go out there and say something more sensible than to say that Devin Booker is the next Kobe Bryant. Stephen A. Smith is known for saying things just for shock value that usually have no basis in reality. This is what this dude does. He sits there and he's a classic case of favoritism. Stephen A. Smith picks and chooses who he wants to give praise to and who he wants to talk down on. So let me get this straight. Recently, the Clippers were playing in the playoffs, right? In round 2, the Clippers were playing, this was when Kawhi Leonard was healthy. They were playing against the Utah Jazz, against Donovan Mitchell and these guys. One game into that series, after the Utah Jazz won the first game, do you know what Stephen A. Smith came out and said? Stephen A. Smith came out there on national TV and said that Donovan Mitchell is better than Karl Malone. He said Donovan Mitchell is a better player than Karl Malone. And when he said that, I was absolutely floored by his comment. I just couldn't believe it. Karl Malone, who was a 25-10 guy for his entire career, his entire playing career. He has a third most points in NBA history. He led the Utah Jazz to back-to-back championship appearances where they lost to Michael Jordan. He's a 2-time regular season MVP, 14-time All-Star, 2-time All-Star game MVP. He's been on 14 All-NBA teams. 14 All-NBA teams. He's been on 3 All-Defensive teams, in a second defensive team. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest players of all time. And Stephen A. Smith, after watching one game in round 2, comes out and says that Donovan Mitchell is better than Karl Malone. Who do you know that says this kind of stuff? This is the same Stephen A. Smith that was saying for years that Ben Simmons, who just went out there and wet the bed in the playoffs. We've been talking about Ben Simmons for almost 2 years now, Ben Simmons has not improved his perimeter game in over 2 years. And Stephen A. Smith sat up there on TV and kept on saying, Ben Simmons is going to be LeBron James 2.0. He's going to be LeBron James 2.0. How can you, do you know what LeBron James was as a rookie when he came into this league? Do you know the type of player he was? You can't even mention LeBron James and Ben Simmons in the same breath. LeBron was a way better player. And then he goes, if Ben Simmons develops a jump shot, but he doesn't have one. He doesn't have a jump shot. So why are you comparing him to one of the greatest players of all time, one of the 10-5 greatest players of all time? Why do you do this? Why does he say this? Then he picks and chooses guys he wants to throw that type of hyperbolic praise onto, and meanwhile he chooses other guys he doesn't want to do it. When Kawhi Leonard was winning his titles, when he went to the finals, I never heard him compare Kawhi. Why didn't he say Kawhi Leonard was the next Kobe Bryant? or the next Michael Jordan. He's certainly more similar to Kobe Bryant. He's a great mid-range player. He's a champion. For God's sakes, he's a champion. How can you compare Kobe Bryant to a person that has never even won a single title? Meanwhile, you got players like Kawhi Leonard. He don't remind you of Kobe? He don't remind you of Jordan, yet Devin Booker reminds you of Kobe? As a Kobe Bryant fan, as somebody that supported Kobe for 20 years, I am utterly offended that you would compare Devin Booker to Kobe Bryant. I'm sorry, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. I'm sorry. It's like somebody that comes out with a new product and all of a sudden he's comes with the new software and all of a sudden we go, this guy's the next Bill Gates. Hold up a second. We got to stop with this. We got to stop heaping praise on people that have been hot for 1 or 2 years and all of a sudden you want to say, oh, this is the good. No, it's not. Like, cut it out. This is what he does. But then when his players he doesn't like, he gives them no such praises. Look at Kevin Durant. The relationship that Kevin Durant and Stephen A. Smith is a love-hate relationship. At one point, Kevin Durant is one of the greatest scorers, one of the greatest players he's ever seen. That was Stephen A. Smith on one hand. Then on the next hand, Kevin Durant had one of the weakest moves I've ever seen in NBA history. One of the weakest things by a superstar. And blah, 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 blah. That's the reason why Kevin Durant's mom was looking for Stephen A. Smith. This is the reason why people get annoyed with this guy. He comes out there and says anything for shock value. Anything. Look at the comments that he's had on Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving didn't remind you of Kobe. Kyrie Irving is much closer to Kobe than Devin Booker. I'm sorry. Kyrie at least has a ring. Kyrie is delivered in the finals. Just say the guy's playing great, but now to start comparing, by him doing that, you diminish other players. If you compare Devin Booker to Kobe, you're diminishing Kobe, in my opinion. You diminish, they're not even close. Kobe was winning multiple titles. He was you guys that watch basketball. Devin Booker reminds you of Kobe. Does he play defense at the level that Kobe Bryant plays? Y'all know Kobe made 9 first defensive teams. What about Devin Booker reminds you of Kobe Bryant? Help me understand. Because he can score and he can shoot the mid-range. That's all it takes to be compared to Kobe Bryant. He's playing like Kobe Bryant. Get out of here. No, he's not. So wait a minute. So Devin Booker's playing like Kobe. What about Paul George? Paul George is playing that. Why didn't I hear you compare him to Kobe? What about Kawhi Leonard? I never heard you compare Kawhi Leonard to Michael Jordan. And Kawhi Leonard is a way better player than Devin Booker. I don't even think this is a question. So this guy just comes out there and says stuff. When he said that Devin Booker was better than Karl Malone and John Stockton. What? I think John Stockton led the NBA, is an all-time assist leader in NBA history, if I'm not mistaken. And a guy has 1 or 2 good games in the playoffs, and you want to say he's better than these guys? What is wrong with Stephen A? I don't understand it. It's like the dude he just has to say these things. I don't get it. He sat up there for years. Oh, Ben Simmons, he's the next LeBron James. LeBron James 2.0. All he needs is a jump. Why are you putting Ben Simmons and LeBron James in the same category, man? Why? Yes, he has a ball handling ability. Yes, he can see the floor. Yeah, but he's not LeBron. By you doing that, you're watering down just how great these other players were. You're talking about people that have made help me understand. Do y'all realize Devin Booker didn't even make an all-NBA team this year? Not even an all-third NBA team, if I'm not mistaken. And this dude is reminding you of Kobe? How? Help me understand. So you saw Kawhi, because you don't like Kawhi, because maybe Kawhi Leonard doesn't give you the time of day. Kawhi Leonard said it many times. So Kawhi don't remind you, not to say that I'm even asking, because I don't do that. Kawhi reminds me of Kobe because of the way he plays similarly, but Kawhi's a champion. I don't think Kobe wants to be associated with people that's never won anything. Kobe doesn't want to be associated with. You diminish his brand. Kobe represents winning and all of these different. You're not gonna compare Kobe to people that. So when you talk about Ben Simmons, you can't compare the two. LeBron was leading his teams to NBA championships. Ben Simmons, they're wondering, can this even get? This guy's been in the league for how many years? He can't even shoot a jump shot. How do you compare the two? You diminish, you water down great players because you just want to say something for shock value because you can't help yourself. So you got to say something outlandish. You must. Meanwhile, dudes that really deserve it, you never give them the praise. One day, Kevin Durant, you don't want to make an enemy out of me. Next day, Kevin Durant's one of the great. Well, which is it? He's one of the weakest players. How can you be one of the weakest mental players and also be one of the great? How does it work? But this is Stephen A. Smith, and at a certain point, it has to stop. I'm not even going to bother watching that video. As a Kobe fan, it's offensive to even listen to that. Now, some people say, oh, but he has a right. No, you don't. No, he ain't got no right. It's like some of you dudes sitting there, you hear a new rapper, the dude is hot. All of a sudden, he better than Jay-Z. What? We got to stop that. Stephen A. Smith has to stop. This dude, man, I don't even know what to say, man. I don't even know what to say. But the stuff this dude be saying, that Devin Booker reminds you he playing like Kobe. What? Yo, you got to cut that out, man. This dude got to cut. He has to stop. Like, anyway. Let me know what you guys think about this dude, man, because this dude... Anyway. Let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Once again, make sure you guys go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro, wishing you guys an amazing day. Catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.